My name is Richard Gregorich. I'm from northern Minnesota, and I'm proud of it.
Last February, I was at a conference in New York, and I got one of those text messages from my sister. It's the text message you don't want to get, 2 words, call me. And so, obviously, I called her right away. First words out of her mouth, Dad's okay, but. He was in an ambulance, he was on his way to Duluth. He'd gone into the emergency room with some chest pain, and he needed help.
I had the initial attack about 4 o'clock on a Saturday morning. They did the preliminary testing, and that's where they didn't find anything at that time. And 2 days later is when I had the second episode.
My dad had called my husband and was telling him that he'd been working in his shop. He had arm pain, he had chest pain, and my husband just said, you gotta drop everything you're doing and get to the hospital.
So I went into the emergency room in Hibbing, and they did some tests, and they said, we've got to get you down to Duluth right away.
He had the tingling in the left arm, he had chest pain, shortness of breath. It was a stereotypical heart attack.
They didn't really tell me what the problem was until I saw the cardiologist, and he said, well, it appears we're going to have to put a stent in.
It was almost like Synergy was designed specifically for my dad. Synergy has a unique bioabsorbable coating that was designed to enable shortened dual antiplatelet therapy in certain patients. Dual antiplatelet medication is needed with these procedures, but it can also cause bleeding complications after the fact, particularly for those at a high bleeding risk. Because of some pre-existing conditions, my dad was susceptible to those bleeding complications, and so it was important that he be able to be taken off that drug if needed.
When I arrived in at the Duluth hospital, he was still in recovery, and he was alert and he was talking. So he was quite happy, quite positive. Hard to tell that he had just had a medical procedure, really.
It was so reassuring to hear after the fact that it was a Synergy stent. The physician made sure that the vessel was sized properly, and they made sure that the stent was well opposed after the fact. To finish it off, they used radial access, so he had the fastest possible recovery.
Hi, I'm Jan.
And I'm Dick. Welcome to Hibbing, Minnesota. I'm staying fairly busy, and my stent is keeping up with me. I'm presently working on this older canoe. I'm refurbishing it. I've also got snowshoes that I make. Usually in the spring of the year, I'll take a walk behind our cabin and find deer antlers. And I've taken to making small necklace pendants out of them.
Yes, he is back to normal. He can do pretty much whatever he wants. We travel some. We're working up at the lake at the cabin.
My stent has been awfully good to me, allowing me to do all my hobbies at home. And I especially enjoy coming down to the Twin Cities and playing with the grandkids.